If a person thinks, I will be earning a small amount of money and then I will turn it into millions, I will be a millionaire, unfortunately this money will sink to the person's level of philosophy. We need to learn to earn first, and then we will match everything to our living standard, to the lifestyle of our dreams that we have built for ourselves. That is the main goal. We live in times of change. New changes come to us almost every year, and you need to quickly adapt to these changes in these times. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, our Soviet people were able to adapt in just 10 to 15 years. But now there comes a time when these same economic, political, social crises occur very often. And in times of crisis, in times of change, it is necessary to be able to adapt quickly. Today, even in schools programs, they say that the modern child needs to be able to make decisions very often, constantly adapt to change. And if we talk about change, the Academy of a Private Investor was founded for one simple reason. Thanks to the knowledge and technology that people can get today, especially the simulator called Genius of Finance, people can quickly adapt to the different changes. We all played different children's games, such as Monopoly. As a child, I remember, there was a game called The American, similar to Monopoly. We drew the playing field ourselves, drew some plants, and I was 12 years old. This game training is designed in several directions. Direction number 1, it is communication. Lately, if you remember after the collapse of the Soviet Union, we came to a market economy with its wolf laws. No communication. Before that, we used to visit our neighbours, have tea together. Doors were opened, there were no thieves. And now they steal even under lock and key. When the game is played by people who work in teams with an agency fee, multi-level companies or entrepreneurs and businessmen, they are immediately obvious because an entrepreneur, a businessman, always takes everything for himself. Buy only for myself, buy more, I will win faster. People who communicate somewhere in the directions of public organizations or multi-level marketing companies work as a collective, work more creatively. If you remember my development in investing, it started when I was 15 years old. In 1997, I started investing professionally, and having some knowledge, investing technology, I reached the actual management of finances, and I had enough knowledge for everything. But in 2008, the crisis came, and I became bankrupt due to some reasons and greed. I realized one important thing, that even if you have a good knowledge of investing, there are some state or world laws that you cannot influence on. And because I started to play a similar game very often, the second I applied the knowledge that we give as the basis of this game, I quickly got out of the state of bankrupt and became a millionaire again. And in 2011, while creating the Academy, the main goal was to educate the population on the financial and investment literacy, so people would not just be able to make money, but also learn how to keep and grow it. And so, the main product, which we have set ourselves, was to create a training game, where a person coming to the field, after 3 to 7 sessions, approximately of 3 to 4 hours, would be able to understand the reason for its bankruptcy very quickly, and the reason for lack of money, or the reason why he has been working for the past 10 to 15 years and has not become rich. Here on the field, it is evident. The uniqueness of this training is that when a person sits down on this field, he gets a profession that may differ to his current one. Or he may be an IT specialist, or an entrepreneur, or a remote employee, or a manager, a police officer, a doctor, and so on. And based on the fact that there is some kind of salary, it starts to come out of those wages that exists here, and the expenses that we have here. Having a certain salary, the goal on the small circle for a person is based upon the salary. Create a certain asset whereby passive income will appear. That is to create a passive income so that it is 5 times more than expenses. And this is where the fun begins. How is it in life? Where do I get more money? What can I do? The uniqueness of this game for me as a business coach is that when you train people at home or on the internet, they often do not do their homework. And here, want it or not, 8 people sit and they do their homework. They write balance sheets, they do it quickly. Why? Because if you think for too long, you pass your turn and miss the opportunity, which can help you reach a larger circle quickly. The goal on the large circle, the general goal of the game, be the first to buy your dream. Not just simply realize it, but to buy it. So, there should be enough money already earned to buy your dream. And the dream is, if you take the equivalent of a unit, we have the internal unit 1 to 1 to the dollar, the dream should be at least 1 million units, so to speak. Sometimes even 750, but usually 3, 4 and 5. And how do people get? There were cases when a person was playing and entered bankruptcy. He said, the same situation as in my life. I have earned 10 million for 10 years, then went bankrupt, and I had 3 million in debt. He said 1 in 1. Many entrepreneurs who have had raider attacks on their businesses have raider attacks occurring here for some reason. What does it mean? Psychology and philosophy of a person, and he really sees the reason why it happened. Back then, he did not understand why, but here, on the playing field, he was able to see it. A very important point in this game is that we learn to manage money, because here people understand quickly how to earn more money and how to manage money, then save and multiply money. There are such situations when you have a lot of cash, so it is the same here. In the game, when you have cash and you suddenly find yourself in court, you must give all of your money, or you divorce and you must give all of your money to your wife because of divorce. And so the goal, not to have a lot of money, but to invest money properly, to make it work and earn even more. And the value is in the fact that you see the mistakes of others. If 6, 8 or 10 players, you can see the mistakes of 10 people, and they see your mistakes and so on. And so, the second important point, there is a phrase, learn from the mistakes of others, because geniuses are learning from the mistakes of others. So here, the opportunity to learn from the mistakes of others. The game Genius of Finance is one of those tools that helps people open up. I know so many people who once played the Genius of Finance and have become more serious about investing, began to work more seriously with finance and management, and have become more open. I even had such cases that some people after the game Genius of Finance made such great steps in their life as leaving work, or suddenly began to invest in such instruments that were scary previously. Therefore, this game will not only help you analyze your financial past, investment status and thinking, but it helps you to do some steps in order to improve your future and present. I believe that the Genius of Finance will soon become very popular. Now we are planning to make an international tournament which will occur in October of 2020 in Moscow. I plan 100 to 200 table to hold it at the same time. It will be broadcast, as we have already held a tournament 2 years ago in Minsk, and now it will be in Moscow, and it will be broadcast to all countries. We had representatives from a dozen countries, and our goal is to make this game reach every family in a boxed version, so the family could sit down once a month. Remember? The same as the lotto game, but it's Genius of Finance. Let's practice in the financial and investment literacy. Let's start to learn how to save and grow money. Our goal is to make it popular, not only in Russia, and we have representatives in other countries. We want to run in other countries. The Genius of Finance is played today even in Australia and Malaysia. The game is now translated into Italian, French, English, and Hindi. That is, this game is so popular today, it always reveals the insights of each person. I held a tournament in Minsk, and we had more than 100 different people in 3 languages, English, Russian, and Italian. I participated in the tournament. And what did I do? Of course, I apply the 8 rules of the private investor, the 5 commandments of the private investor. I keep control of my income and expenses. And when I get a new opportunity, I treat it as a simulator. What would I do in my place if this was a game? And the third goal that we have set is to create an online version, the same as online poker. Our goal is also to go on the TV and make the game more popular, to bring people education on financial and investment literacy. There is a game called Field of Miracles. This game is entertaining, and our game will be more informative, how to keep and multiply your money. There will also be good surprises. We are preparing good presents for the winners who will take part. And the goal of this training, the goal of this game, the Genius of Finance, to help people learn how to maintain and increase their income. This game just helped me to realize that there is nothing impossible and unreachable, and I want to reach it, to apply more sources in this direction in order to reach my dreams in real life. I played myself this game a year ago. After working as a CFO in large companies for 22 years, I realized that in this game you can discover such niche of investments which people can never notice in ordinary life. In the form of a game, you can be a dollar millionaire or the owner of a plant. And then I came to play the game as a coach, as a host of the game. And my clients, such as accountants or financiers or economists, who came to the game and gave feedback. It turns out they have no personal financial management skills. When we work for an uncle, go to work, we forget about personal finances, and the game teaches it very well. And just after the couple of hours, there are such revelations in humans. Wow, it turns out that's why I have no money, or vice versa. Wow, now I know how to make money. And it is right, a godsend for many. Over the years, I have been watching players in the game. There are young people, there are elderly people, there are businessmen and entrepreneurs. This game is suitable for absolutely any level, any education, any profession. And there was no single player who would not take something personal out of the game. There is a huge advantage for every person. It lies straight in this game. In our office in Moscow at the Academy of Private Investor, once a month, sometimes twice a month, I take part personally, answer questions from our subscribers, our students who are studying. We conduct regular exercises for the game of Genius of Finance. Therefore, I invite everyone for the Genius of Finance. I invite you to my individual meeting where you'll get answers to all of your questions.